Picture this. Margaret, a vibrant 68-year-old from Tampa, always prided herself on never wasting food. Every Tuesday, she'd warm up Sunday's leftover spinach soup in her trusty microwave, thinking she was making a smart, healthy choice. What Margaret didn't realize was that this simple habit was quietly transforming her nutritious meal into something potentially harmful to her body. If you've ever reheated yesterday's dinner without a second thought, this story might change how you view your kitchen forever. Today, we're diving deep into 5 everyday foods that, when reheated, can silently sabotage your health in ways that might shock you. Before we continue, if you're finding this information eye-opening, give this video a like. It helps us reach more people who need to hear this important message. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Active Life, where we upload fresh content daily to help you live your best, healthiest life. The Green Trap: Why Your Leafy Heroes Turn Villains. Let's start with Dorothy from Phoenix, who made a beautiful spinach and mushroom quiche every Sunday for the week ahead. She had no idea that each time she reheated a slice, she was triggering a dangerous chemical transformation. Spinach, along with other leafy greens, contains naturally occurring nitrates, compounds that are actually beneficial when fresh, helping to support healthy blood circulation. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. When you reheat spinach, especially at high temperatures in the microwave, these harmless nitrates undergo a sinister change. The heat converts nitrates into nitrites, and those nitrites can then transform into nitrosamines, compounds that researchers have directly linked to increased cancer risk. It's like watching a superhero become a villain right before your eyes. The very nutrients that were protecting your health suddenly become potential threats to your cellular integrity. Think about Robert from Seattle, who religiously reheated his spinach salad every afternoon for lunch. He thought he was being health conscious, but unknowingly, he was exposing his aging digestive system to compounds that create oxidative stress, the same process that accelerates aging and cognitive decline. The solution isn't to avoid spinach altogether. It's understanding that this nutritional powerhouse is meant to be enjoyed fresh or cold. Your morning smoothie with fresh spinach? Perfect. That spinach salad from yesterday? Eat it chilled, and your body will thank you. The starchy secret: when comfort food becomes dangerous. Now let me tell you about Harold from Kansas City, a retired farmer who loved his wife's famous loaded mashed potatoes. Every few days he'd heat a generous portion, never suspecting that those innocent-looking leftovers were harboring a potentially deadly secret. Potatoes are fascinating from a food science perspective. When they're first cooked, their starches break down into easily digestible forms. But as they cool, these starches reorganize into what scientists call resistant starch. While this sounds harmless, the real danger lurks in how we store and reheat them. When potatoes are wrapped in foil and left to cool slowly, or stored improperly, they create the perfect oxygen-free environment for Clostridium botulinum bacteria to flourish. This isn't just any bacteria. It's the same microorganism that causes botulism, a condition that can attack your nervous system and, in severe cases, lead to paralysis. The scary part? You can't smell it, taste it, or see it. The potato looks perfectly normal, maybe just a little less fluffy than when it was fresh. But inside, those bacteria are producing toxins that can wreak havoc on your neurological system. Consider Linda from Portland, who started experiencing unusual fatigue and digestive issues. After months of doctor visits, she discovered that her habit of reheating foil-wrapped baked potatoes was likely contributing to her symptoms. Once she changed her potato storage and reheating methods, her energy levels gradually improved. The key is proper storage. Never leave potatoes wrapped in foil to cool. Refrigerate them quickly in breathable containers. And when you do reheat them, make sure they're steaming hot throughout. The protein puzzle: when yesterday's breakfast becomes today's problem. Here's Sarah from Denver's story. She was the queen of meal prep, making a dozen hard-boiled eggs every Sunday to grab for quick breakfast throughout the week. She'd pop one in the microwave for 30 seconds to warm it up, never realizing she was fundamentally altering the protein structure in ways that could impact her long-term health. Eggs are protein powerhouses, containing all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. But when you reheat already cooked eggs, something fascinating yet concerning happens at the molecular level. The proteins, which have already undergone one round of structural changes during the initial cooking, get hit with heat again. This double denaturation process can lead to the formation of oxidized cholesterol and sulfur compounds that are much harder for your aging digestive system to process. Think of it like folding a piece of paper repeatedly. Eventually, it becomes brittle and begins to break down in unexpected ways. Research shows that as we age, our digestive enzymes become less efficient at breaking down these altered proteins. What once might have been easily processed in our younger years can now contribute to chronic inflammation, a key driver of cognitive decline and cardiovascular issues. James from Atlanta noticed that whenever he reheated his weekly batch of scrambled eggs, he'd feel sluggish and bloated afterward. When he switched to eating his prepared eggs, cold in salads, or simply made fresh eggs each morning, those uncomfortable symptoms disappeared. The takeaway isn't to eliminate eggs. They're still one of nature's most complete proteins. Just enjoy them fresh, or if you must prep ahead, embrace them cold in salads as part of a chilled breakfast bowl. The poultry problem when lean protein turns inflammatory. Meet Catherine from Boston, a retired nurse who thought she was making the smartest possible choice by batch cooking chicken breasts every Sunday and reheating portions throughout the week. What she didn't understand was how this well-intentioned habit was potentially contributing to the joint stiffness and brain fog she'd been experiencing. Chicken is celebrated as a lean, healthy protein source, and rightfully so. But when you reheat chicken, especially unevenly in the microwave, the protein structure undergoes changes that can trigger inflammatory responses in your body. The proteins become tougher to digest, forcing your system to work harder to break them down. Here's what's particularly concerning for older adults. As we age, our digestive systems naturally slow down, and our bodies become more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. When reheated, chicken proteins are broken down, and they can release compounds that promote low-grade inflammation throughout your body. This chronic inflammation doesn't just affect your joints, it can impact your cognitive function, energy levels, and overall sense of well-being. Medical research increasingly shows the connection between gut inflammation and brain health, particularly regarding memory and cognitive clarity. Think about Michael from Phoenix, who couldn't understand why he felt mentally foggy and physically stiff despite eating what he considered a healthy diet. When he stopped reheating his weekly chicken meal prep and started cooking fresh portions or eating leftover chicken cold in salads, he noticed improvements in both his joint comfort and mental clarity within a few weeks. The solution is simple: cook chicken fresh when possible, or if you must prepare ahead, enjoy it cold in salads, wraps, or grain bowls where the protein can shine without the inflammatory effects of reheating. Don't forget to comment 4 below if you're still following along and finding these insights valuable. Your engagement helps us continue creating content that can genuinely improve your daily health choices. The mushroom mystery: when nature's medicine becomes problematic. Finally, let's talk about Eleanor from Austin, an avid gardener who loved incorporating fresh mushrooms into her weekly meal rotation. She'd saute a big batch of mixed mushrooms on Monday and reheat portions throughout the week, not knowing that this practice was potentially creating oxidative stress in her body. Mushrooms are truly remarkable. They're packed with antioxidants, immune-supporting compounds, and unique proteins that can benefit your health in numerous ways. But mushrooms are also among the most sensitive foods when it comes to reheating, and this sensitivity can have unexpected consequences. Unlike most vegetables, mushrooms contain complex proteins and enzymes that begin breaking down rapidly once they're cooked. When you reheat them, especially more than once, these proteins can degrade into compounds that are difficult for your digestive system to process, potentially leading to bloating, digestive discomfort, or that heavy feeling after eating. But the concern goes deeper than digestion. When mushrooms are stored improperly or reheated at uneven temperatures, which is common with microwave reheating, their proteins and natural fats can oxidize, creating substances linked to increased oxidative stress in your body. This oxidative stress is like rust forming inside your cells, contributing to aging and potentially affecting your cognitive function over time. Consider George from Miami, who loved his weekly mushroom and barley soup, but noticed he felt unusually tired and bloated after eating the reheated portions. When he started making smaller batches and eating mushrooms fresh or adding them cold to salads, his energy levels stabilized and the digestive discomfort disappeared. The texture changes tell the story. Fresh mushrooms are tender and flavorful, while reheated mushrooms often become rubbery, watery, or slimy. These physical changes reflect the protein degradation happening at the molecular level. If you love mushrooms, embrace them fresh. Sauté them as needed, add raw varieties to salads, or if you must prepare ahead, store them properly in sealed glass containers and reheat them gently on the stovetop just once. Your path forward: small changes, big impact. The stories we've shared today aren't meant to create fear. They're meant to empower you with knowledge. Margaret, Dorothy, Harold, Sarah, Catherine, and Eleanor all made simple adjustments to their kitchen habits and noticed real improvements in how they felt day to day. The beautiful thing about these changes is how manageable they are. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet or give up foods you love. It's about understanding which foods thrive when reheated and which ones are better enjoyed fresh or cold. Your health journey is unique, and these small, thoughtful choices in the kitchen can add up to significant improvements in your energy, digestive comfort, and overall well-being over time. When you understand how food preparation affects your body, especially as you age, you gain the power to make choices that truly support your health. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you choose to eat spinach fresh, store potatoes properly, enjoy eggs without reheating, have chicken cold, or sauté mushrooms fresh, you're making a choice that honors your body and supports your long-term vitality. What surprised you most in today's discussion? Which of these kitchen habits might you consider adjusting? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights and experiences help create a community of people committed to aging actively and healthily. If this information has been valuable to you, please like this video and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. Subscribe to Elderly Active Life and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily uploads designed to help you live your most vibrant, healthy life. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your health today. We'll see you in tomorrow's video, where we'll continue exploring practical ways to support your well-being through informed choices. Until then, take care, and remember, every healthy choice you make today is an investment in your tomorrow.